Oh, there we go. I'm telling you, sharing a computer with my kids is insanity. They've messed up all my settings somehow. I have no idea why the light's dim on my computer now. Wasn't supposed to be their computer, but that's just how it goes. Wasn't supposed to be, and then schools disappeared. And one needed the computer, and I had another computer from the school for them to use. This year, I'm getting them each their own computer, and they need to leave my stuff alone because they can't be jacking up my stuff, man, and making it difficult for me to get going in the morning. Shouldn't have to spend 10 minutes fighting my computer. Good morning, good morning. Oh, where's my lighter? Oh. So what did I title this? I titled this Stop Chasing and Be Open to Receiving, right? And I actually kind of wanted to make this video last night, but I got so wrapped up in everything that was happening. I was just in such a good mood and on a high vibe yesterday. I don't know if any of you guys felt that too, but I kind of reconnected with some people that I connected with years ago. And one was well, anybody who's followed me on Facebook knows I love. Good morning, honey. I'm going to try my best to see if I can keep an eye on the comments, but my kids did something to my screen and dimmed the screen, so it's hard to see right now. Oh, clear the air. But no, it's a big secret that people don't seem to know. Don't chase. Be open to receive. Float the ideas out, and then be open when opportunity comes in. And then all you need to do is not be afraid to take the opportunities when they come in. What got me thinking about that is my friend Leo. He runs his own YouTube channel too. It's called Orion Rising. He's a big spiritualist, and he found me years and years ago, like about 3 years ago, when I first started doing stuff on Facebook. He had readers in the psychic group, and one of them came across one of my cards in Coffe online. And then she invited me to go over and be a reader in their group. And I did that for a while. And then that is actually what inspired me to do all the stuff I'm doing now. Now, back then, Leo had asked me for an interview, but I wasn't doing any of this yet. I was not on YouTube. I was not up for any of this stuff. I was not talking on camera. All that scared the bejesus out of me. So I didn't, I ended up not doing the interview with them then. And yeah, and then I lost that web page, that page. That Facebook account got hacked. All kinds of weird things happened. Like stalkers used my pictures and they showed up at my town and everything else like that. So it was a little crazy there for a minute. So I had to crash that whole page, and I had lost them as friends. And yesterday I saw Leo doing a live on Facebook because I had found him a couple of weeks ago, his regular page. And I just popped into the chat and started talking to him. And now, we've got the ball rolling on that again. If you want to check him out, his YouTube page is called Orion Rising. He's got a lot of amazing information over there. And right now he's on this big kick. The Law of One is the book that he's going over in his webinars. But it's a lot of good information. He talks a lot about magic and everything else. And he's a ordained minister, and he's officially in the Jedi Order and all kinds of stuff. Like he's the kind of person, every part of his spiritual path, he rode all the way out and got certified and everything. So he's just, he does talk a lot. He's very long-winded. And the other one was Raquel Springs. She's my favorite astrologer that I watch. And yesterday, too, I jumped in on one of her lives, and then she actually sent me a friend request from her regular page. And I was like, wow, that actually meant a lot to me because it's somebody I've been following a long time. It's kind of like when one of you guys finally gets the nerve up to email me or find me on Facebook or come over to Silver Cord, it's all like, oh. It's a funny feeling, and it's weird too because I never was a starstruck kind of person. My family comes from a fair amount of cha-ching, you know. I don't because I'm the black sheep of the black sheep, but like my uncle's a movie producer, and my cousin, she does documentaries and things like that, and for banks and whatnot. My uncle does movies. Yeah, so I've never been like a starstruck kind of person. Like when I was little and I lived in Bermuda, like we hung out with like Ric Flair's kids and we all played and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd play with Charlotte now, man. That chick is off the chain. I don't know if any of you guys watch wrestling, but Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte, is a wrestler now. All right, I think that is enough rambling for right now. What do we got? We got these two already. How you doing this morning, Selena? This book. So the cards at the beginning of the thing is talking about communion. And then we have the Joker card here. Now, this one I didn't shuffle out. This one actually, I dropped this card, which was communion. And this is all about taking time to speak in spirit. Oh, that's cool. You're in Turkey. I think it's so fascinating. The places and people that... Isn't the internet amazing now? We all wanted this global community, and now we got it. And then it's like, it scares the powers that be. Those who are in charge of all the drama in the world, it terrifies them that we all have access to each other now. And I love it. And that's what I'm talking about, communion. And then we got the Joker here. The Joker, this card was under my desk. I didn't even know I had lost it from the pack. I vaguely remember dropping it during a reading the other day now, or thinking I dropped the card and being unable to find it. And I remember getting up and going under my desk and looking for it. So I think this is a big thing of saying that. Remember, too, that your guides also have a sense of humor. You know, sometimes they can be a bit of a trickster. That's why some people like worship Loki. I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't call on a god that's notorious for being a prankster to aid me in anything. That's kind of like asking for a djinn. I'm like, why would you put yourself in that situation? You know it's not going to be what you want it to be. It's going to be absolute chaos. We got Parasite here. So these two are calling you to commune with your spirits and take time to get out in nature or wherever you feel that strong connection. I will do. Give me just a second. I just want to go through the open cards real quick. So we got communion and listening to spirit and understanding that your spirits have a sense of humor. All your guides do. The universe itself has a sense of humor. It thinks it's funny, even if we don't get the jokes sometimes. These two, though, I've seen Parasite, but I've never seen this one before. Told y'all before, this is a new deck. And this says, is this me? And it's 4. It's just giving me a strong sense that this card's going to be a lot about owning your own self, owning your own identity. And Selena, darling, if you're here, these cards are for you too. These cards My messages are timeless messages. Whenever anybody stumbles across these videos, whether you catch me live or whenever you see these are timeless messages. You're just meant to hear this stuff when you're meant to hear this stuff. That's the exposure game here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you this card real quick. And this says, is this me? This is the stage of acceptance. I cannot recognize myself, but I am still me. I cannot recognize myself as I can't remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead if I can see the road that led me here? This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no, but for sure, I lost the road I had once. I said, yeah, no. I lost the road I had once. And the last time I stopped to really think about it in my heart, I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to prom, but truly I am now 45 and I weigh twice. I feel my true self as the kid that wanted to play soccer with the Real Madrid, all this while punching numbers into an Excel file out of an insurance office. It is not something negative as a dream lost, corrupted. I see myself. All right, so this is this you? Mm-hmm. Is this you? And we all go through that phase. Isn't that the midlife crisis? What? So when you're young, you have, the kid that went to grade school or whatever, the one who was told when you were a child by your parents that you had endless possibilities. And then throughout life, and I even posted this quote the other day too, it says, we were going to change the world until the world changed us. And this is just talking about are you being your true self every day? Or are you just going through the motions and being what everybody else wants you to be? Now this one's pretty simple. This is the Parasite card. This is the ultimate card of codependency. This is someone, either you or someone close to you, is like a parasite. They just, they need you to survive, or you need them to survive. And it's a very draining connection. And compared and mixed with this, it tells me that, yeah, you are not being you to the point where you're allowing a parasite to dictate who you are for their own gain. You're filling a role for someone else. And that will land you depressed and sad and lonely and everything else, because if you're not being true to yourself, then it's like your whole day is fake, right? All your conversations seem fake. No one seems to understand what you're saying anymore. They're all mundane things that you don't want to talk about anymore, and you're just smiling and putting on your show and just rolling through your day after day. Same boring conversations with the same boring people, doing the same boring things, playing the same role. And you don't, that playing a role is the number one thing that's going to get you in trouble, because that's the persona. When you have a persona to maintain and you're not being true to yourself, that is exhausting, that is draining, and that will hurt you in the long run. Also, the persona, as to the message I said at the beginning here, that's you chasing and not being open to receive. You're chasing, you're holding on to things, and you're running towards a certain direction. You're grasping onto it so much in your mind that the universe is like, oh, well, you believe you can't have it yet, so you can't have it yet. You have to be able to float things out to the universe and then be open to them when they come in, and you can receive them. That's it, honey. That's it. And that's how these messages and things like this work. Yeah, I'm a firm believer, and like you today, with everything that's going on right now in the world, you're saying that you needed to hear that message. And that's because you have hit the point in your journey where you are open to receive messages now. Because you're ready to break cycles. And I know the world is insane right now. It's insane over here too, girlfriend. I'm telling you. It's been nuts. It's been nuts. All right, let's see what we got for our tarot for today. Oh, it's looking good. All right, so this is the Ten of Swords. And I usually call this the Drama Queen card. But really, this is like, because in the card, I don't know if you can see the picture. She's laying in a pile of swords, but she's not actually been stabbed or cut by any of them, but she's laying in them, acting all dramatic. And she's so worried about everything that's gone wrong. Oh, everything's gone wrong. Everything's gone wrong, right? Well, the 10 is also the end of a cycle. So if everything's gone wrong and you've lost all this stuff, you now are in a place of contemplation. And now the moon card is not just contemplating on how everybody else did you wrong. The moon card is actual shadow work card. This is a time to contemplate how you made all those decisions to land you in those hard places. Because if you can't recognize your patterns that lead you into these situations, how are you going to break the cycle? So if you take some time from some real personal accountability for how you ended up where you are, whether you were, whether you were not being genuine to yourself or whether you allowed a parasite to take over your life, you have to understand where you left that to yourself. Wheel of Fortune. The world is still turning. The powers that be are still working on stuff. Next 6 months is still going to be kind of rocky. But I'm sorry. Damn it. So, Wheel of Fortune. This is all about things are moving into a phase where things are getting ready to start rolling again. Things are shifting very fast right now for a lot of people. Like, we said we're reaching people in Turkey and things now. It's insane. And this kind of knowledge of how to elevate the frequency of the earth and get people moving again and reach everybody everywhere to their true potential, that is what's happening right now. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about that. It's all about, the world is turning. You should find the word. Yeah. It's clearing out karma and its destiny. It's these things are happening for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what conspiracy theory you have on what's going on and whether you think all this stuff is man-made, whether you think it's, whatever you think is going on. This is clearing out massive lifetimes of karmic debt that is in everybody's DNA. And this is also, it's shifting things into our favor. King of Pentacles reversed. Everybody needs money right now. Dude, we get it. We get it over here too. It sucks. Being locked down, not being able to work the way you want to. Even if those of us in like the entertainment industry, if you guys don't have money to spend on us, on our content, creating stuff, so everybody's feeling a bit of that pinch just because you can't the government's just pumping money into things and we don't have any money to, what is it? I think it was Elon Musk. I said the other day, he was like, well, if nobody goes and makes stuff, there is no stuff. So everybody's feeling this pinch right now. Yes, it is going to continue for a little bit longer. Queen of Cups. Should really be focusing on those that we love, those that, have that cup of love energy with us, those that nurture us, and those that we nurture and feel good nurturing. Not the parasites, but like those that are really important to you, your genuine connections, your family, your kids, things of that nature, your soul cluster. Some of us don't have a lot of blood family. Our family is our soul cluster. So this is just really focused. Don't worry. Money doesn't matter to the people you are genuinely connected to. People you are genuinely connected to are not going to be parasites, right? They're not going to constantly need something from you every time you see them. You need to find those that love being around you even when you cannot offer them anything. And those who don't want to be around you because you can't offer them something, they got to go. Those are low vibe and energy vampires, and they got to go. And that's where we come into our final card of the tarot here. And this is the Prince of Swords. Now, the Prince of Swords can be very opinionated and very hasty. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to be so abrasive that you're causing issues. But when it comes to the parasites that you're cutting out, you do want to be clear and concise with your words when you're cutting them. You'd be like, this is how I feel. This is how you make me feel. And this is why I don't want to hang out with you anymore. What is it that famous is the big meme that floats around all the time? It's like explaining to other people why you can't hang out with them anymore. And it has that guy that says, you were a thief of joy. You need to be able to tell people when, especially those that use you all the time. A lot of us just need to stand up for ourselves. That's a big message that's been coming out. Don't play a role. Don't, get into all that. Don't. Yeah. It's time to stop allowing people to manipulate us. Point blank, period. It's time to stop allowing outside forces to dictate who you're supposed to be and listen to your inside voice. And when your lower stomach and stuff like that gets all when someone's around, that's the parasite. That's the one that needs to be cut out. Because they are actually going to keep you from receiving. Which was the whole point in the beginning of this. Don't chase, be open to receive. You should just be able to float your ideas out to the universe. And like, for example, if you want a job. You want a job, you put an application in at the job. That's great. If you're interested in a certain job and you put an application in for a job, it's always a good idea to call back a while later just to get your application pulled to the top. But if you call every day, you're going to annoy that person that answers the phone. And then your application into the trash because you push too hard. So it's a matter of finding that balance between floating things out to the universe and then being open to receive. Also, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You want that job, go ahead, put your application in, call and check on it every now and then just to see. But put applications in other areas too, in other places too. Because that gives the universe a little more wiggle room. Because you may think you really want that job because that's the best company that you could find, but the universe might know something you don't like. It's so funny. These two fell out, and then I put them back in because it was weird, and then they fell out again. So I guess these are our cards for the day. But it's a balance. It's a balance between finding out who you are and what you want, and then allowing the universe to bring it in. And you got to give the universe space to work. You have to give it room to help you, to bring in things that you didn't expect. And that's the other thing. Sometimes it brings in things you didn't even know you want till it brought it in. If you're not open to receiving, you're blocking that stuff. Well, AP, well, that's, definitely watch the replay on this, because that's what I'm talking about. You don't need a card reading to tell you if positive changes are coming into your life. Are you making positive changes in your life? Are you taking care of you? Are you loving you? Are you opening yourself up to receive from the universe what it's trying to give you? Because if you're sitting around feeling unworthy, it will just keep confirming that for you. You have to be open to it. Your example of the jobs. Well, that's probably the vibe I was picking up on. I mean, because it's all quantum mechanics. Maybe you need to look in a different direction. If you're pushing too hard, that's what I was just talking about. If you're pushing too hard for one certain thing, and the universe keeps telling you that's not really what you want, that's not really what you want, that's not really what you want, goes back to the first card from the beginning of this reading, which says, is this me? Is what you're working towards really what you want? Or are you doing something and working towards something because someone else told you it was a good idea and you think, oh, I guess I could probably do that. That would be all right. I could live with doing that. And the universe is going, that ain't you, dude. That ain't you. That ain't you. That's why it's not coming in. Definitely keep taking care of you, baby doll. Keep taking care of you. And I even said those were the other ones, Communion and the Joker this morning on this. And it's communing with spirits is usually not what you think it is. Listening to your spirits guides is not. They have a sense of humor and things too. And I know it may seem like it's really bad right now, but these shifts that are happening globally, this is happening for everybody. Okay, so you say, no, it is a dream I have, and I have been working really hard for it. Everybody has been put on hold. Like, the whole globe is on hold right now. The universe just put humanity in timeout and said, I get it. I hear you. I know what you're trying to do, but y'all need to sit down and finish doing your internal work and finish aligning your energy. Because a lot of people are out there and they're holding so tightly onto something that they don't realize that the fact that you want it so bad is casting the frequency of, I don't have it. And the universe is like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't have it. No, you don't have it. No, you don't have it. And you have to be able to let go of it. As the whole thing. You can't chase. You have to be open to receive. You just float it out there, and then you have to find a way to not dwell on it constantly throughout your day. Wake up, do a meditation or whatever, just visualize what it is that you are, what it is, who you are, and what it is you really want to do, and then let it go. Let it go. Don't worry about it the rest of the day. Trust that the universe is divine timing. It knows what it's doing better than you do. I think a big problem a lot of us have is we think we are creator gods of our own reality and all that other stuff. I mean, they've said it to really hype you up, but don't think that you know what you need better than the universe knows what you need. And the universe just put humanity on timeout for a very important purpose, and that is for everybody to work on their energy work. For the magic cards that I got today, I got the Mystic Star, and the Mystic Star says harmony in the home and great friendships. Like I said, we've been put on hold. The whole world, humanity is getting its time out, and it's to focus on your home environment. Because it doesn't matter what job you have or what you're doing outside the home. A lot of us have hit a bad cycle of not caring about that. We go to work all day, and some people even do it. Some people hate where they live. They hate going home. They would rather go to work all day, and then they go out all night, and then they don't want to go home. Then they go home, they just sleep, and then they leave again. And you don't think that's detrimental to like your mental health if you don't want to be home? So humanity has been put on time out so that you guys can work on harmonizing your home environment. Good morning, Crystal. Hello. So that's why you guys need to really work on your home environment. And the other one is the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Get some sunshine. A lot of people don't even realize how important it is. Even if you just sit outside for 15 minutes a day, I'm telling you, that's another important thing too. That would be really good. Actually, that came up. I was talking about Orion rising and everything, and that's actually where I jumped in on one of his videos with him yesterday. And it was talking about the importance of setting a routine with a specific time and specific items and things like that. It's the ritual and the ceremony of it. So from all this, I would say it'd be a good idea to schedule yourself 15 minutes a day. And this is the only time you're going to dwell on this stuff now. And it's not about dwelling on it. Get you some sunshine. Take 15 minutes to really sit, breathe, visualize yourself as who you really are. Is this me? And ask yourself that question too. Is this me? Is this what I really want? Is this where I really want to go? And really, really dive deep within yourself and find out if what you are grasping at is even what you want. Take those 15 minutes and think about other things too. Switch it up. Is this me? What if I didn't get that job? What if I tried another job? And just tinker with the idea. It'll help you release that hardcore grasp you have on something that you're chasing really hard. It'll open your mind and expand, and it'll give the universe more to tool around with to try and bring in what you want. If that makes sense to you guys. I just trust that you guys understand what I'm saying. Only those who can hear the messages will hear them. But yeah, that's my message for today. Everybody needs to set up a solid time and space and give yourself time to really do that. That is shadow work. A lot of people have been asking me about shadow work. That is shadow work. Shadow work is breaking yourself down to find out who you really are. It is opening your eyes to the parasites in your life that are feeding off you. It is also opening your eyes and taking accountability for the fact that sometimes you're the parasite on other people. And yeah, you need to work through all that. Everybody does. Everybody does. And then you do that through, like I said, taking time to get out there and commune. I am a huge proponent of getting out into nature. That's why I like the Earth Magic deck, because 99% of the cards are like, go out into nature and think about this. This is about communing with spirit. This is about communing with your ancestors and looking at the world through their perspective to give you a better perspective of what's going on now. And remember that the universe does have a sense of humor. It does. It's kind of a joker. It does like to have fun. That's why trickster gods do exist. And sometimes not getting what you want, like with this card, the siren and the mermaid sitting on the rock. Oh yeah, the sailor thinks he wants the mermaid because she's hot, but then he gets there, and what does she do? She pulls him underwater. She's actually a parasite. So, but the universe brought them together to teach him a lesson of, yeah, you think you know what you want, you think you know what you want, but you have no idea because you haven't even opened your mind to the possibilities of what they're trying to give you. But I am at 35 minutes, guys, so I do have to run. I got to go wake people up for work and all that fun stuff. So this is going to be the end. I love you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. I hope you have a beautiful day. I know it's all different times over there. I appreciate you guys too. Blessed be all those who walk these paths with me. I hope y'all have a beautiful day.